And welcome back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here at Collinsville High School for one more game on day number 2. Moving day for every team, as every team plays twice, and these will be the final two teams to play their second game of the day. They'll play it in Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. It is a local matchup for us, and the last game of the night, the late night game, Triad, the Triad Knights against the Belleville East Lancers. They both played late on day number 1, so they'll have no trouble playing in the late game today. My name is Matthew Clark. I'll be joined by the voice of the Belleville East Lancers and their broadcast club, Steven Stock, here for the final game on day 2. Before we talk to you about this one, let's recap everything. Yeah, everything that's happened in day number 2. Stick with us, folks. We're just going to go through all of it. So we started at 10 a.m. And Decatur MacArthur, let's go through the winner's bracket first. First quarterfinal, Decatur MacArthur beat O'Fallon beat Decatur MacArthur 73-57. And Althoff took care, or pardon me, I got it wrong again. Quincy beat Althoff, remained undefeated. 61-45 was the final score there. Collinsville, very impressive in their quarterfinal at 1 o'clock this afternoon against Triad. They won 67-29. That put Triad in this spot right here. And then the Belleville East Lancers lost to Lincoln 40-27. That's probably one of the lower scoring games of the entire tournament. And unfortunately for the Lancers, they weren't quite able to keep up then in the semifinals. Quincy were down early, and then O'Fallon gave up the lead, and Quincy came back, held their undefeated record, and they'll be returning to the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic championship game as they won 57-46 over the Panthers. A little nice revenge game for the Blue Devils after O'Fallon beat them by almost 30 to end their season last year in the sectional semifinal. Collinsville just got done wiping the floor with Lincoln. We'll talk about that game a little bit more in depth in a moment. 67-40, that's one of the biggest wins Collinsville's ever gotten against the Rail Splitters at this tournament. They'll play Quincy in a blockbuster game number 32, the final tomorrow night at 7:30. Todd Duke and Chris McCluskey will be on the call. You don't want to miss it. Make sure to tune in to the KIOC Sports Network or come to Virgil Fletcher Gym, because that'll be a dandy. All right, how about the losers bracket then there? Granite City and Belleville East played at 10 a.m. in the Ox Gym. These are where all these games have been played. Granite City won that game. Mundelein then beat Oakville 60-39. Derek Bishop, 30 points in that game. He's been very good. Carbondale were up early against Eisenhower. They gave up a late comeback. Carbondale do get a clutch shot late in the game, though, to win 55-53 after they lost late in that game against Triad earlier this week. That's why they're in the losers bracket. Then 51-53 in overtime between Collierville and McClure North. That was the game of the tournament, and it was played in the Ox Gym between the two teams that lost against these two teams that are about to play last night. And then two more games in the consolation bracket. Rockford East beat Oakville 53-47, so the E-Rabs get their first win of the tournament. And then Decatur Eisenhower beat McClure North. Boy, a frustrating tournament for the Stars, who came in with a strong record. They dropped to 0-3. They'll play for 15th place tomorrow morning. They will not return to the main gym. They'll play Oakville. So Missouri versus Missouri in that matchup. And then Granite City were up on Mundelein, I believe, by 4 points with a minute and change to go. I don't know if we have the final score on that yet. We'll give that to you in just a second. And then the last game in that consolation gym will be Carbondale and Collierville, Tennessee. Another good one there to Carl Payne up against that great Collierville team. And for the Terriers, for this one in here tonight, all right, if you want to see any of the games in the Ox Gym, check out our KIOC Athletics YouTube page. You can get all the stats and information that you need for that game. And you can watch them on the KIOC Athletics YouTube page. All right, Steven, as I bring you in here today, let's talk about Collinsville Lincoln. Boy, 67-40, the K-Hawks run Lincoln out of the gym. Lincoln rarely loses by this many points. They rarely give up 60 points. They're normally a better defensive team by that. Let me give you a couple stat lines here. Nick Horace, 8 of 11 from the field, 3 of 5 for 3 for 20 points. He led the K-Hawks in scoring. But my goodness, the story for Collinsville, Jamori Weisinger. Actually, I have the wrong stat line there. Doesn't matter. Jamori Weisinger was the story. 21 points. So Nick Horace didn't have 20, but 21 points for Jamori Weisinger. 7 threes. Chad Burgess, our PA announcer, was saying he was hitting them from the ketchup bottle that's out here close to Collinsville. I mean, Steven, what a performance there by the K-Hawks to make it to the final.
Well, you look at Jamori Weisinger, you talk about how good he was, and I mean, he probably just put himself on the all-tournament team with that performance easily. I mean, it was just an incredible performance. I told you during that game, if the K-Hawks could hit the shots like they did in that game against Lincoln, they're one of the most dangerous teams in the state, and they'll have a good chance against Quincy tomorrow. They looked incredible. That looked like a top-tier K-Hawk team right there.
I don't want to put any K-Hawk bias into here, but in both semifinals, the K-Hawks looked better in their semifinal than Quincy did against O'Fallon. It took Quincy a long time to get past that Panthers team, but that's the matchup that everybody wanted coming into this game. Well, folks, you have your wish. Let's worry about that tomorrow, though. We still got a game here today. Belleville East and Triad. These two teams face each other. They rarely face each other because Belleville East is in the Southwestern Conference. Triad is in the Missouri Valley Conference. Steven, you've been looking at this game a little bit since Belleville East dropped their game against Lincoln earlier today. Any early thoughts that you have for both Triad and for Belleville East?
Well, I talked to Coach Padgett after the game, the assistant coach for Belleville East, and he was telling me we need to make our shots. You know, they had a good number of offensive rebounds, but they didn't have any putbacks. They didn't have any second chance points, and they had a good number of offensive rebounds in the first half. They ended up shooting 9 for 34, a 26% clip. They shot 4 for 20, 20% in the second half, 0 for 9 from 3.
Yeah.
They got to make their shots if they want a chance. They also shot 9 for 14 from the free throw line. So there's that for you. I looked at Triad as well, and they had a rough game against Collinsville earlier where they lost in a blowout fashion in that game. Triad shot 32%, so two teams that did not shoot well. But a big stat, I looked at the Triad Collinsville game. Triad had 18 turnovers total in that game against Collinsville.
Yeah, they really struggled to score on the Chaos. Here are your starting lineups here for the game today. I think Belleville East is going about the same that they've been going all tournament. Tallis Lowry, the senior, Jalen Dawson, the junior, Khalil Waller, the senior, Ja'Cory Brown, the junior, and then who's that last guy that East have up on there? Ja'Cory Brown. Trying to check that. Oh, yes, and then Xavier Moody is playing as well. I had it on the wrong side. So 23 from East and Triad is starting as the Lancers look to shake off their first loss that dropped them today, earlier today. They're down to 8-5 in the year. Triad in the same spot. They're 8-5 as well after beating Carbondale. Tyler Thompson with a late winner at the buzzer, as we just realized that Granite City beat Mundelein in the Ox Gym 55-48, so Granite City is going to the Consolation Championship game. I called that in the first game. I thought Granite City looked really good, and they beat a decent Mundelein team. The Triad is 8-5 as well in this one. And let's look at their starters. Drew Winslow, Ethan Stewart, Landon Zawodniak, Brody Hasquin, the freshman, has started every single game in this tournament. And then Tyler Thompson, the big man who had the big clutch basket against Carbondale, will start once again. What do you think you're keying in here? If you're trying, you're probably keying in on the big man, Drew Winslow, who loves to play up in the post.
Yeah, Drew Winslow, I was looking at his stats. He's their leading scorer on the year, averaging almost 12.5 points. He's shooting 45% from the field. Only doesn't attempt the three ball most. Usually, as you said, he's a post guy. He's only shot 14 threes on the year, 35%. So it'll be interesting to see if you get him going. He didn't really have a great game against Collinsville. Collinsville really shut him down. He shot 2 for 7 against the Chaos with only 6 total points.
Triad Knights have only scored a total of 70 points in this tournament in their first 2 games combined. Collinsville has scored in just today's games 134. So there's the difference there. It just goes to show you Triad struggle to score, and right now they got to figure out a way to score. Belleville East have a very good defense, just like Collinsville's, which frustrated the Knights in that quarterfinal.
Yeah. And I mentioned I'm going to go back to that game against Lincoln. I pulled out a stat against Zach Rose, when I was talking about Zach Roseman. Belleville East is 0-3 when tied or trailing at the half. They're 0-4 when trailing going into the fourth quarter, too. That's another stat that trend to continue today.
Belleville East is in the blue. Triad is in the white. Final game here from day 2 at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. It will be controlled by the Lancers left to right on that screen of yours. Thanks for tuning in. It's Khalil Waller. Triad starting with a 2-3 zone, which was the same zone that Lincoln played, and the Belleville East Lancers only scored 27 points on that zone. And I think they probably looked at the fact that the Lancers shot 0-9 from 3 in their earlier quarterfinal today and looked at that and said, we could use that to our advantage. Turnover for the Lancers on their first possession as it's Ethan Stewart grabbing the ball, and now Tyler Thompson, the 6'6 forward, the sophomore. He's had an eventful tournament so far, pitting one of the biggest shots of the tournament to get Triad into the winner's bracket for the first time in quite a while. Here's Thompson, takes the screen from Hasquin. Now it's in the corner for Stewart. He hit a couple of threes against Collinsville. Now Drew Winslow, the main man for Triad, over to Thompson, the second option. He posts up, rolls to the left wing, and Winslow will pop a 3 off the back of the iron. No good. And the rebound comes to Brown, and Belleville East will look to run here. Little drop-off pass, almost controlled. Another turnover, though, and Triad's now running the other way with it through Hasquin. 1 minute played here, no score. Hasquin found the cut, and Thompson is open for a layup. It's good for 2. Belleville East just didn't match up as they were coming back down the floor, and it looks like there is a bit of interesting looks on the Belleville East bench.
Yeah, I think we got somebody's going to come in. I think it's going to be Xavier Moody. He's going to come in for Belleville East. That was a very late substitution. He wasn't even at the scores table.
So Ja'Cory Brown will check out of the game here, and Talis Lowry will inbound as he just kind of runs off the far sideline. So Tyler Thompson with the first 2 points, second year on varsity. He burst onto the scene as a freshman, which was really cool.
It looks like so with Corey Brown's injury, because he did get injured in that game against Lincoln earlier today. He's over talking to the athletic training staff. So
yeah, it was a hit in the face, if I'm not mistaken, right? Here is Moody. Back over to Lowry, and Xavier Moody decides not to shoot the three. Instead, it's the elbow jumper that he shoots, and he can't get it to go. And it'll be rebounded by Winslow. Winslow likes to drive left. A lot of left-handed players in this tournament, surprisingly. I'm not sure. You got Zach Chambers from Collinsville. You got a couple of lefties, I believe, off of MacArthur. Sean Lee's a lefty. And there's an illegal screen there. Drew Winslow gets called for his first foul as he was moving on the pick. It would have given Tyler Thompson the easy basket should the foul not have been called.
I feel like Belleville, they're not doing it again. We've seen it last year in the Consolation tournament when I watched, and then this year so far in this tournament, they just do not start as quick as they want. You've seen these first 3 possessions, 2 turnovers and a missed shot.
Triad is 22-57 at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. They've played here for 28 years, and they have not finished any higher than 6th. So a win here today for the Knights as the ball goes out of bounds and will go to the Knights. We'll give Triad the opportunity to finish as high as they've ever finished in this Holiday Classic. That'd be if they win, they go to 5th place game. At 2:30, they'd face MacArthur. And the loser of this game will face on the other end a Althoff team that is kind of reeling. Boy, if Belleville East get matched up against Althoff again, that's bound to be a fun game. Stewart's into the lane for 2 points. And good, easy offense for Triad there. They're just getting layup after layup here to start this game.
And if it's Belleville East Althoff tomorrow, that'd be an interesting game. We saw that rematch they just played a week ago, and you look at that game, Darrell Hill Jr., the star player for Althoff, was the leading scorer, fouled out overtime, and Belleville East was also missing their point guard, Khalil Waller. So that could be an interesting rematch tomorrow if we get it.
Drive inside by Moody, looking for options. Found, Savion Mitchell. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Lowry will go alone, up with a layup, and he way short. The rebound comes to Hasquin. So Belleville East offensive woes carrying over from their quarterfinal loss to Lincoln. Tried to get the steal there was Moody. Now it's dropped over to Stewart and out to Wodniak, guarded closely by Lowry, and he's able to step out of it, but still facing pressure is Triad, and they are able to get it away. Thompson now beats Mitchell down the lane, leaves a shot short, and now Belleville East can run with it through Moody. And down the floor is Lowry to score. No, he can't. Rebound comes to Moody, tried to dribble it out, and then he drops it right off to Waller, who went inside, blocked by blocked by Winslow, and the three now comes for East, and it does not fall. Another miss there from the Lancers. That one was a Moody miss.
They're missing so many shots right now.
You've watched at least all season. Is this the toughest offensive stretch you've seen from the Lancers?
It's 2 games in one day, and they're not making shots they usually make. They've had stretches in games. You go back to the Consolation game, Edwardsville game. Those 2 games they had stretches where they couldn't score. This stretch is, worse. It has been tough out here for Belleville East.
Thompson drives in with his left hand, and this shot rattled out. We've had a couple of teams not been able to finish at the basket tonight like they normally should. It's Lowry now. He can be the one to get the scoring started. Kicks it out. Moody, no 3 there. Back out to Lowry. And the Lancers will be patient here. Over to the other side, this is Waller. And Waller directs the traffic. Belleville East trying to run some zone plays. They didn't work against Lincoln. Lincoln had them all snuffed out. Moody with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Drops it down. Dawson inside. Up strong. And Belleville East finally on the board after 4 minutes here in the first half where they went scoreless.
There you go. Jalen Dawson, a strong guy down low, shows that. And Belleville East finally on the board. I'm going to go pull out another stat for you. Talis Lowry. He was shot 0 for 3 today against Lincoln. And he was held scoreless. And he gets still here.
Yep, and Lowry will play it up forward, and suddenly Belleville East have tied it through Xavier Moody's layup.
There you go, and Moody showing off the speed there, gets down the court pretty quick, beat everyone else, and we got a tie ball game.
Yeah, and it started with a steal from Lowry on the other end. Now, Stewart did not step into that 3. Thompson could also shoot it. Try and have a couple of guys that, if they get going, can make some shots. But again, expect this one to be low scoring. Here's Thompson. Drive inside by Hasquin, the good athlete there. He's a freshman. Back out to Thompson. Doesn't decide to shoot the 3. Now back over to Wodniak. 10 seconds on the shot clock again. Late shot clock action for both teams here. Hasquin off the dribble. Layup is in there for the freshman. A 3-sport athlete He plays quarterback and shortstop for Triad. So remember the name, Triad fans. I'm sure people in Troy already know about this guy, but he's going to be a huge athlete for them in this next generation of Triad players.
They had a really good drive over Dawson right there.
This is Lowry. He'll go inside. Teardrop. It's good for Tallis Lowry, and that is his first bucket of the day.
There you go.
Yes, his first bucket of the day. 6-6 here in the first quarter. Offense has kind of dropped down after Collinsville had explosive offense today, and that was fun to watch a couple of those games. Stewart. Good pressure defense by Lowry again. Thompson down to the block to Winslow. This is where he likes to work. Dribble, drop step, easy two. Great post move there by Drew Winslow. When you get in the post there, you got to be able to cut out the pass before it even comes in.
Yeah, and Winslow's just such a good player. He's such a good scorer. You see it. There's a reason why he's averaged 12.5 points a game for Triad.
Came into this tournament and he had shot 110 shots, so he'll shoot the ball for Triad. Driving inside is Moody. Could kick out to Lowry, but before Lowry could even get the shot off, it's a foul.
Yeah, Triad wanted to travel there. They just fouled him right before he traveled, and Belleville will keep it. You're going to see Jalen Dawson and Khalil Waller out. Ja'Cory Brown comes back in, and Jalen Coleman in as well. Had a big game last night against Collinsville, Tennessee.
Isaac Ackerman and Owen Droy in for the Triad Knights, so a little bit of rest for the starters. And it's Jalen Coleman who comes into this game, and the three is good. Nice shot there from Jalen Coleman, who just checked into the game, Steven, and he likes these late night games, it seems.
Yeah, he shot 2 for 2 from 3 last night. There's one for him. Belleville says their first lead of the night, just like that.
Thompson guarded closely by Brown, and Brown just a little too close there as Lancers picked up just their first lead of the day. 9-8, and that is their first made 3 since last night.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy to think. You know, in Belleville, they're not a great three-point shooting team, but they're not bad, though, either. But you obviously can't shoot 0 for 9 from 3 and then combine that with 27% from the field and win a basketball game.
Stewart looking to throw it in, and Thompson got a piece of it, but right there to pick up the pieces is Moody, and he'll drive in right past Thompson and score. There's the Belleville East offense. It's woken up here late in the first quarter. They now have a 3-point lead with 90 seconds to play.
An 11-4 run right now, and Moody just showing off the speed. He's got 4 points.
This is Thompson driving left. Brown has guarded him well. And Winslow hasn't had a lot of touches for Triad in these last couple of minutes. It's Stewart, guarded closely by Coleman. And now Winslow will try to get off the screen roll. Instead, Stewart goes alone, and it's called for a blocking foul on that baseline. Second Lancer foul of the first quarter.
Jordan Jackson got called for it for Belleville East.
Belleville East obviously cannot finish better than they did last year. They finished third place after that devastating loss to Decatur MacArthur in the semifinals. One of the great Belleville East games with Jordan Pickett in that era. And unfortunately, they did respond well on day 3, though. They crushed Rockford East, gave the rebounds no chance.
Oh, that was the game Belleville East was up to late in the fourth quarter.
Stewart is inside. He had the size advantage, and that advantage helped him put it up and easy for the layup to go. Just checking into the game for the Lancers is Christian Jenkins, and we're under a minute to go. That'll be a long pass over to Dawson. Triad playing a little bit more of an extended zone here in the last game of the night. Ja'Cory Brown in the corner. Who's going to shoot it for Lancers is the question. Now Dawson will go inside. Coleman, ball fake to the corner. Now he's got Dawson on the right wing, but Lancers still can't find an open shot. With 10 seconds on the shot clock, it'll be Jenkins who shoots it on the left corner. He can't get it to go, and the rebound does fall to the Triad Knights. Brown went on the floor, just couldn't get it. He's slow to get up. Stewart, meanwhile, on the other end, is able to draw the foul, who go to the line to shoot 2 and maybe give Triad the lead at the end of this first quarter.
I think Bellevue's got a good shot. You know, Christian Jenkins in the left corner is a good shot, but he's just had a rough day shooting the basketball earlier today. He ended up shooting 0 for 4 from 3. So, I mean, it looked like a good shot, but just couldn't get it to fall.
Well, Triad is right on pace for what they normally score in a game. They average 44 points a game. They've been under that margin, or 44 points a game coming into this tournament. They've been under that margin so far in this Holiday Classic. Stewart missed the first, and he can tie it here if he makes the second.
Mitchell came in for Jackson for Belleville East.
Jake Stewart, 45% from 3. Probably Triad's best shooter, and then using that form to help him out on the made free throw. 11-11 here at 9:13 at night, and oh my goodness, that is deflected out of bounds. And the Lancers will hold the basketball here. 21 seconds to go, and your shot clock is turned off.
See if they can get something here. I saw really last night, kind of today, kind of look for that last shot with this much time left here. We'll see if they do it again.
Brown back out to Jenkins, and he'll wait for just a moment. Triad come out and guard him. Now it's to Mitchell, and now it's Dawson who waits on the near side, extended. 8 seconds to go. It's to Coleman. Coleman looking for options. Jeff Creek tries to run a set here. They're looking in the corner for Dawson. Dawson fires away, and it's short, and that'll keep it at 11-11 to end the first quarter. Good first quarter between these two teams who are pretty close to Collinsville. We'll have second quarter action for you in just a moment here on the KHOC Sports Network when we come back.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KHOCSports.com and the KHOC Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the KHOC Sports Network and KHOCSports.com.
And we are back here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. 11-11 is the score. Steven, good first quarter between these two teams. It was a started off strong for Triad, then the Lancers put it back, and we've been neck and neck since about the 3-minute mark of this of the first quarter.
Yeah, Triad started off with a 4-0 run, and Belleville ended up taking a 11-7 lead, I think it was, and the Triad had a little great end of the first quarter. So we're all tied up here. It's been back and forth, close game. Interested in the second quarter, see if it brings any separation between the two or stay neck and neck as we've been so far.
And you could probably say that these two teams are in similar positions right now. A lot of turnover for both sides after both teams won more than 20 games last year. Triad made it to a sectional championship where they lost to East St. Louis, who made the Final Four, and they lost to Metamora in the state champion or in the Final Four. Metamora would go on and win state, but and for Belleville East, they lost to the regional quarterfinals, but a couple things go differently, and heck, they could have been in a sectional final with Jordan Pickett and all of them. Stewart inside, got fouled from behind as he got Jalen Dawson in the air there with the shot fake, so it's going to be 2 shots at the line for Stewart, his second trip to the free throw line in this game.
Well, these teams are similar because they literally have the same record, 8-5 coming into this game. And you go back to last year's team, that tough loss to O'Fallon at O'Fallon in that game where Belleville East was down by, I believe, 2 or 3 possessions with like a minute and a half left, and Jordan Pickett took over, and he ends up tying it, and O'Fallon gets a tip in with about 2 seconds left to win. It was a tough loss for such a very talented team, and Belleville East now loses all those players besides Talis Lowry.
And the 2 free throws are made by Stewart. You got to think, man, Belleville East lost to O'Fallon 3 times in that season. And it is easy money for Christian Jenkins off the fast break. Tried getting a little bit slower on getting back on defense. They struggled on the fast break when Collinsville was playing them. And then Dawson falls to the floor again. Brown fouls to the floor again. I think he's going to be the one that's called for the foul.
I'm just looking at the Belleville East. They already have 5 different scores, and something I've seen all this year, when Belleville East wins games is when they have multiple guys scoring the basketball. It isn't two or 3 guys scoring the basketball. It's 5 or 6 guys, and we're seeing that so far.
And that was actually, correction there, foul on Brody Hasquin. I guess that's why Ja'Cory Brown fell to the floor. Turnover for the Knights. Belleville East back with the basketball. This is Dawson over to Coleman, who's had a lot of options. Long pass to Jenkins for 3, just a little strong. And the rebound is over to Hasquin, who just picked up that foul. He's got 2, Brody Hasquin, the freshman, so he's just got to be a little bit careful. Picked up the roll right at midcourt. Maybe not the best idea against this smothering Lancer defense. 7 minutes to play here in the first half. It's tied at 13. This is Stewart looking for options, and again, Dawson just a little too close to him, and unfortunately for Jalen Dawson, that's his second foul. Cue Xavier Moody checking in for him on the next dead ball, which is right now.
Yeah, Jalen Dawson was in foul trouble earlier today. Ended up having 4 fouls in that game and was getting close to fouling out, and it was tough playing him late because foul trouble and stuff. And see if he can stay in this game because he's already got 2 points. He's such a big factor for Belleville East on the offensive glass, even the defensive glass. Belleville East needs late in the game.
And credit to Jalen Dawson, because the other thing is he gets to the free throw line. He was 6 of 8 from the free throw line, which contributed to his 8 points in that quarterfinal loss, second best on the team. Thompson driving towards the right side, spin move out to Stewart, who leads the Knights with 7. Thompson guarded closely by Brown. Takes another screen. Brown is back to try to defend him, but Thompson tried to get the mid-range jumper to go. Couldn't get it. Got his own rebound. And it's back out to Stewart. He's got another open 3, way too strong. And boy, he was pushed. Khalil Waller right behind. It was Droy trying to get the offensive rebound. Now a scramble under the basket. Stewart will have another chance for 3. That one sinks. And finally, if the first time it doesn't go, then try again. And that was Ethan Stewart's motto in that possession.
Well, when Triad has numerous opportunities like that, then you kick it out to one of your best three-point shooters up top. He's going to make it, and good possession there by the Knights.
And the Triad Knights are a decent rebounding team. They did get out-rebounded by 6 by the K-Hawks earlier today, but still credit them for good rebounding there. As Stewart, who just made the 3, is going to be called for a reaching foul on Talis Lowry, the Knights' second of this quarter. Fouls are 2-2 right now. No one in necessarily big foul trouble besides Jalen Dawson, who has stayed in the game for the Lancers here with 2 fouls. Correction, no, he has not. He got checked out.
You'll see a lot of that just so far this season, but Coach Creaky likes to play everybody. You know, Dawson may come in here late in this first half.
There's Lowry. Over to Waller. Stepped inside. Great pass outside. There's another open 3 for the Lancers. It's Jalen Coleman to hit it. And then there's a foul off the ball as, let's see here what they call. Donnie Becker checked into the game, so he pushed Mitchell as they were both going up for the rebound. It's his foul that he committed.
Belleville still has not hit a 3 yet. I mean, it's just rough three-point shooting here.
Up to Brown. It was intended for Brown, but way too strong. And just an easy turnover. Right back to the Knights. And it's Ethan Stewart with it. Stewart ready to take one seed. Takes it on the other side of the screen. Now looking for Winslow, but Winslow really didn't move there and finally flares out. 16-13, Triad with the lead over Belleville East. As Winslow drives in toward the left side, then goes up strong, tiptoed that baseline, and then put it in with his offhand. And good start here for Drew Winslow. That's his 3rd and 4th points here in this one.
Triad now with their largest lead of the game at 5.
And that is as large as either team has had it in this game. Lowry trying to get some back, and he does with the up and under to go. Good work from Talis Lowry as they're going to need him, the Belleville East Lancers, to help them score as we go under 5 minutes to play in this second quarter.
I'll go back to that stat I mentioned last night. When Talis Lowry scores 9 points or more, Belleville East is 8-1. When he scores 8 or less, they're 0-4 as Triad gets the bucket. Belleville East calls their first timeout with 4:46 to play in the first half. Triad leads 20-15. We'll take a timeout here on the KHOC Sports Network.
Mike's Automotive in Collinsville is a T3 certified tire dealer and so much more. Sure, Mike's Automotive has tires. They can also help with making sure your entire vehicle is road ready, from belts and hoses to preventative maintenance like oil changes and tire rotation. Plus a lot more than that. Mike's Automotive has 3 locations to choose from. Mike's Automotive in St. Louis and Millstadt, and Mike's Automotive in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call Mike's Automotive at 618-345-0611. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville.
And Belleville East inbounds the ball there. Not the best defense, not to Jeff Creek Sanders as he took a 30-second timeout just to calm things down a little bit there. They've given a little too many easy layups, the Lancers, in this one so far as Brown sprawls inside. He falls to the floor. Foul called, and Ja'Cory Brown will go back to the free throw line.
Drew Winslow had that bucket before that timeout. He's got 6 now for Triad, their second leading scorer behind Ethan Stewart with 10. And we'll see Ja'Cory Brown go to the line, who I thought played a pretty good game against Lincoln. Belleville East kind of had the strategy of trying to attack the paint, drive down low, and Brown was a big focus on that.
So Ja'Cory Brown only has 1 foul so far. It's Jalen Dawson who has 2. Brown can't make the first. And the Lancers need to convert on those free throws, especially when Triad isn't giving them anything really easy in that 2-3 zone.
2 for 4 on the line earlier today was Brown. 9 for 14 team-wise, 64%. Not great.
Dawson's second free throw, Brown's second free throw is good. Back to a 4-point game. It just feels like it'll take one run for the Lancers here to kind of sink Triad, who have come out better, much better than they did against Collinsville, as it's deflected out of bounds by Brown right next to the scorer's table. Watch out, folks, there.
Yes.
That ball's coming in hot.
Watch out. Got a few guys ducking over there and getting pretty close.
So Triad will inbound it on the sideline. What's great about both of these teams is that even though Drew Winslow is a good player for Triad, you know, you're talking about two teams that are really playing team basketball, and, you know, it's a chance for role players to step up and make big plays, and the better team is going to win this game, not necessarily the better players. Thompson on the baseline. He's got the size advantage. He'll take the screen over to Stewart, so they're switched back here. Moody guards Stewart as he drives towards the baseline. Creek wants an offensive foul. Stewart went up anyways with it, and he's got 2 more. Ethan Stewart suddenly bringing up the points for the Triad Knights. He's come in averaging 8.5 points a game. He's had a very good first half.
He's got 12 of the 22 points for the Knights here.
Lowry, he's used that elbow to his advantage. Kicked over to Moody, now back to Waller. And Waller will give it to Lowry once more. Almost got it over to Brown, and then he stripped from behind. It's Ethan Stewart once more, and Stewart goes to the basket. Strong blocked at the rim by Ja'Cory Brown. Good, strong, athletic block, and it's out on Triad. He still get the basketball back. Boy, they needed that. They just needed some sort of energy play here in the midway through the second quarter.
They're facing their largest deficit, and good play by Ja'Cory Brown. He shows off his physicality down low. He's done that a lot this year. Get a block or put a contest up and force a miss.
Waller with 3.5 to go in this second quarter. Lowry at the high post. He's trying to work out the zone, trying to find something that they can bring him open. That has become few and far between these last couple of games for the Lancers. Moody, and that's an example of it. He was looking for Jordan Jackson on the bounce pass inside, but I think he threw it to the wrong block.
Yeah, just kind of no one there where it ended up going. And, again, just a possession where Belleville East would like to get a bucket, get it to 2 possessions if you can, or sort of 4-point game, or 1 possession if you can. Down by 6, you don't want Triad to get this to 3 possessions here.
Stewart is the farthest man back for the Knights as he helped breaks the press. Winslow goes up with his right hand, and some of the top players for Triad are really playing at a high level in this first half, as it's Drew Winslow, who hasn't even led the team in scoring, making that big play. And they're really going to the rim too, Steven, scoring at will with layups.
Yeah, Winslow and Stewart have 20 of the 24 points for Triad.
And Moody will go to the line next to shoot 2. Lancers can't deny they've done a good job of getting to the free throw line. Have they turned those free throws into points? Kind of, but not as much as they'd like to.
Oh, yeah, I talked about that with Coach Padgett, the assistant coach for Belleville East after the game. That's points left on the scoreboard that you can't leave on there. Those are easy points you want to take advantage of. If you're going to get to the line, you want to make those.
Xavier Moody to the free throw line. He's got 4 points now. He's got 5. He makes the free throw. But these are areas that the Lancers struggled in last year, Steven, and when they finished 3rd, they shot 70% from the free throw line. As a team, that's probably not good enough to win the championship.
No, it's not.
And then they shot 20% or worse from 3 in 3 of the 4 games that they played, as Moody hits the second.
I just know that tournament game. I remember watching the Clore North and Lincoln games. It was just such slow starts for Belleville East in those games.
It is Winslow back with the basketball here after a quiet outing against Collinsville. He's got 8 for the Knights in this one. Crosses over Jackson, trying to get downhill. Tries to pass it to Troy, and it's out of bounds off of a Lancer deflection, and Triad will have it on the baseline.
Much better defensive possession to start here, just kind of trying to read that pass and ended up deflecting out of bounds. And get a stop here, get a bucket down the end, and you got some momentum going your way with 2:38 to go.
Great inbounds play from Triad as they got it to Winslow, but he couldn't get the basket to fall. And now Belleville East the other way through Tallis Lowry on that right wing. Now he kind of goes down to the corner, and then Triad completely switched off. Lowry missed the layup. Jackson keeps it with Belleville East, though, as he hits it off of the leg, I think. I'm not sure who he kicked the leg. He kicked it off of Hasquin's leg.
Yeah, Jordan Jackson, he hasn't really done much scoring the basketball. He's just played so much crucial time for Belleville East these last few weeks. He's been great for the Lancers in big minutes.
Lowry lost the ball there. It kind of deflected out of his hands. And Winslow has the basketball back. Triad can push this out to maybe a double-digit lead before the half if they can. Winslow takes the screen. Good deflection once again for Belleville East as it is off of Ja'Cory Brown, which means Triad will have it out of bounds again.
Yep, we left baseline once again, and kind of feel like Triad, if they can, you mentioned, just try and get this to even a 8.9 game or double digits. I feel like going into the half, they have that good lead. They got to feel pretty good. But again, the trends of Belleville East trailing at the half, they haven't came back yet.
It'll be Zawodniak to inbound. Drew Winslow goes up strong with the right hand, and it is off the rim as it is off the back iron. This is Xavier Moody on the left wing. Kicks it out to Jenkins. Back to Moody. They play catch for a minute. Under 2 minutes to go. Triad lead 24-18 in the final game, the second fifth place semifinal here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. Man, Jalen Coleman is stuck right there. It's not a 5-second violation because no one was guarding him close. Yep. Now it's Moody. He just picked up his dribble. You can't pick up your dribble in the far zone, and then he didn't have many options. Now Jenkins over to Brown with 8 on the shot clock. Back to Jenkins. And Jenkins over to Coleman. He thought the shot clock was expiring because some Triad fans were telling him that it was. Now Ja'Cory Brown with 3. No good. And Jordan Jackson, strong dribble. Tried the power dribble there, and Tyler Thompson was well-placed. Brody Hasquin was well-placed there to take a good charge.
Just a little bit too strong from Jackson, and that's going to be his second personal, already third team foul. And Belleville East isn't a double bonus, though, with Triad having 5. Belleville East still has only made 1 3-pointer today in almost 1.5 games of basketball so far. It's just been a rough day shooting the basketball for Belleville East. Again, as you mentioned, kind of similar to what we saw last year in this tournament.
It just feels like the team basketball the Belleville East has played is just not translated into this tournament. Not because they're not playing team basketball. It's just they're still trying to solve these defenses that they're coming up against. They've gone up against some good defenses in this tournament. It's not just run and gun. It's a little bit more slower, and it's turning into Belleville East facing deficits.
Yep.
So Wozniak out to Winslow. He was a little bit too far to shoot the three there. Now Stewart, who is looking to score at every opportunity. Drive inside by Hasquin, trying to turn around, looking for a pass. He gets it to Stewart. Ball fake with 4 on the shot clock. Out to Winslow. He has to take the baseline jumper. He leaves it short. I don't know if it touched the rim or not. Doesn't matter because the Lancers have it the other way. They got to try to go on the fast break with 45 seconds to play. Jenkins hit a 3 earlier today. This time he passes it into Brown, and it rolls in just around the rim a couple of times and then fell through, and the lead cut to 4. So the Lancers maybe a little bit momentum going into the locker room at halftime.
That's a huge bucket there. Now can they get a stop to continue that momentum, and Triad wants a timeout?
Well, it looks like Jeff Guidry wants to have a discussion with his team about one final play at the end of this second half. 4-point lead for the Lights. We'll be back with the final plays of this first half on the KHOC Sports Network momentarily.
To go with your new home? How about a new mailbox to replace your old one? Look no further than Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes in Collinsville. From economy to custom, Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes can create a mailbox that suits your needs. Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes is licensed and insured. They use only high-quality materials and offer a satisfaction guarantee policy. Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes can also make your very own axe throwing set, hanging or standing. Whether you need that axe throwing set or a new mailbox, you need Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes in Collinsville. For more information, get a hold of Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes at 618-680-0208 or online at needanewmailbox.com.
One more play for the Triad Knights here as they take a timeout and get a set up. It would be really nice if the Lancers got to stop here. I mean, the 4-point lead looks a lot easier to manage than a 5 or 6-point lead when you look at it all.
It was just 8, and Beverly's had 2 really good offensive possessions there. Make it to 4, but can you continue that momentum? Get defensive stop. I mean, I've done a few basketball games where I feel like a defensive stop in the half really translates over to the second half, and exactly what Beverly's would like to keep it a 2-possession game. Yeah,
and the Lancers have not played their best basketball in this first half. Maybe a stop here can help generate a better second half. It's Thompson with 21 seconds to go. Triad look like they're going fast here, maybe not taking the last shot. Let's see. Stewart with 15 seconds left, guarded closely by Jenkins. Don't want to foul here if you're the Lancers.
Yep.
They do have a foul to give, but it's Winslow, and the ball's stolen away with 6 seconds to go. Here comes Jenkins. Little spin move around Stewart, and then he goes over the layup. No good. Rebound comes to Thompson, and that's how the first half finishes here in the last game on day 2 of the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. Triad lead by 4 over Belleville East. Final thoughts on that first half. What do Belleville East have to do in order to get a better second half and a comeback victory, which would be, I believe, their first of the season?
Yes, it would be. Again, 0-3 when trailing at the half, 0-4 when going into the fourth quarter trailing. You just got to make your shots, and I'm kind of looking at see if you get Talis Lowry going. That Talis Lowry, again, scores 9 points or more. The Lancers are 8-1, and he scores 8 less. They're 0-4. So I feel it's got to make some shots. Their defense as well. It's just the offense is lacking.
We have a quick break here on the KHOC Sports Network. Our final halftime report for you is coming up next, where we'll give you some stats from this one and give you a little bit of information on what's going on over in the Aux Gym in the Consolation bracket. But your halftime score, Triad 24, Belleville East 20 on the KHOC Sports Network.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number 1 on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent service staff. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. And of course, All Pro Tees is your destination for everything Collinsville KHOCs. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville at 2240 South Morrison Avenue. Online at allprotees.com. Right across the street from KHOC Stadium. All Pro Tees, 618-344-2200.
We love to have you come work for the City of Collinsville. We have many positions available, from seasonal jobs to full-time opportunities in many of our departments. From police and fire to Gateway Center, Parks and Recreation, and City Hall. Our employees enjoy great benefits like comprehensive medical plans, paid time off, tuition reimbursement, and more. Visit the city's website, collinsvilleil.org, to apply and learn more about working for the City of Collinsville.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from other coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Regg, your Benjamin F. Edwards financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Regg is a proud supporter of your Collinsville K-Hawks and the K-Hawk Sports Network, as well as the K-Hawk Educator of the Month Award. For all of your investment needs, see financial advisor and investment vice president Jason Regg at the Benjamin F. Edwards office in Edwardsville at 1012 Plummer Drive, or call Jason Regg at 618-307-7048, or visit benjaminfedwards.com. Benjamin F. Edwards, members SIPC.
Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud K-Hawk alums. Located at 1966 Vandalia, Collinsville Barbecue Supply is your one-of-a-kind barbecue headquarters that focuses on everything barbecue and cooking, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, in-person class instruction, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts, including an in-house chef and pitmaster. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning sauces and rubs that supports our nation's first responder and military organizations that focus on the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Collinsville Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of the 4-time world champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at collinsvillebarbecue.com or call 618-855-8855. Diamonds for K-Hawks is a facility improvement project to develop a baseball, softball, and football/soccer field for CHS students and our communities to utilize. The project includes 2 baseball fields, 2 softball fields, a soccer/football field, concession stand, bathrooms, and parking. The development of this facility will benefit the band, PE classes, baseball team, softball team, and soccer team with a centralized location, ease of access, and an eye-catching complex. Please contact A.D. Clay Smith to donate to this project or visit the Collinsville Area Community Foundation website to make your tax-deductible donation today. The Collinsville Daily News, the new online source for everything newsworthy in and around Collinsville. This news source is designed to be the heartbeat of the Collinsville community and is owned and operated by members that live in this area. The Collinsville Daily News generates their revenue with local support from the community in which they serve and from advertising. They do not charge to read their content, so you'll never run into one of those annoying paywalls. Not only that, but the Collinsville Daily News offers free classified advertising. You have items you want to buy, sell, or trade? It's free to post. Wedding or engagements announcements, as well as obituaries, all free at collinsvilledailynews.com. Plus, they have the content that matters most. Collinsville news you need to know, coverage of K-Hawk sports, and a keen eye on city news. The Collinsville Daily News also has an event tab that allows you to find out what is going on in and around the region for you and your family, the heartbeat of the community. Helping readers make sense of an increasingly chaotic world. Check them out at collinsvilledailynews.com, on social media sites Facebook and Instagram. The heartbeat of this community is the Collinsville Daily News.
Halftime here at the Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, and we are just about 5 minutes away from getting started on our final half of day 2. Close one here, low-scoring game once again between Triad and Belleville East. It is the Knights who have the lead, 42-40. A good performance from Triad in the first half. It was 11-11 at the end of the first quarter. Then Triad had just a little bit better in the second quarter. They outscored the Knights, or outscored the Lancers, by 13 points to 9. Give credit to Triad. They've shot 10 of 20 from the field. Drew Winslow and Ethan Stewart have made 8 of those 10 field goals. Only 1 of 3 from 3, but that doesn't really matter. But for Belleville East, the shooting from their end is not up to par. 1 of 8 from 3. Christian Jenkins, the only man no, Jenkins hasn't hit a 3. The only man to make a 3 for the Lancers so far is Jalen Coleman. However, the Lancers have 6 separate guys who scored. And how about this? The Lancers have more points off their bench so far, Steven, as I bring you in here, than their starters, which is remarkable. And they also have 6 fast break points, which has helped them get back into this game. What do you think? I mean, again, the bench coming in huge.
Well, I bet last night you saw in that game, first game for Belleville East, the bench had a good majority of those points. I think it was almost 50% of the points last night for Belleville East. And you've seen, obviously, you mentioned more more points by the bench and the starters. Xavier Moody's contributed that with 6 of those fast break points, or 6 of the fast break points. 4 of them came from Moody on that end. So Belleville East, but again, I mentioned it. Can you get other guys going? Now, Dawson only has 2. He's one of your big scorers. Corey Brown only has 3. He's your second leading scorer. Talis Lowry 2, or starting with 4. You would like to see your starters play a little more. Obviously, your bench playing great, but can your starters continue as well?
Yeah, Talis Lowry, interesting stat line. 4 points, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, 1 block, 1 steal. So he's checked all the boxes.
Yeah, there you go.
Except he hasn't fouled anybody. So there
That's
you go
awesome.
there. They may need a couple better passes from Lowry and to break this zone, which Belleville East have had such a difficult time breaking. Is this just the thing with the zone defense, Steven, do you think? Or do you just think Belleville East are kind of in their heads because they're missing shots? Or what's going on?
I really think it's just missing shots you're in your head, because Belleville East, they've done a solid job playing against the zone defense this season when they make their shots, because they're driving. When they drive to the basket, they're getting good looks. But Triad, and we saw in Lincoln earlier, they've cut that off. Where Belleville East, they're forcing Belleville East to put up a mid-range jumper or a 3-point jumper. Belleville East has not done well making those shots. Obviously, 1 for 9 from 3, 0 for 9 from 3 earlier today as well. Belleville East is just missing shots. And again, if they can start making those, I feel like they can get back in this one real quickly and take a lead.
Second half is coming up shortly. Steven Stock will have the call for you on that when we come back here in just a moment as we take a short break, our final halftime break on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Looking for a new place to catch the game with a cold drink and some great food? Look no further than 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville. 1101 Bar and Grill features pizza, burgers, wraps, and salads, plus 7 large screen TVs to catch the latest K-Hawk games and all of the pro sports across the spectrum, and all the college football and basketball you can handle. 1101 Bar and Grill in Caseyville, 1101 Caseyville Road, right across the street from K-Hawk Stadium. Call 1101 Bar and Grill for carryout orders at 618-223-1332.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of K-Hawk Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go K-Hawks.
And we welcome you back here. Started the second half of our last game on a long Thursday here from Collinsville. 16 total games, 8 in the main gym, 8 in the Aux gym. As we finish it off with Belleville East and Triad in this 5th place semifinal game. As we start the second half, Triad leads 24-20. He was talking with our partner Matt Clark. Big spot here for Belleville East. This is a team that's had to battle adversity all year. They've had numerous games where they've trailed going into the second half. They're 0-4. When trailing going into the 4th quarter, 0-3 in the second half. I go back to a game a week ago against Althoff on the road where they led in the second half at times, but ended up trailing by, I believe it was 1 or 2 points late in the 4th quarter. They get that game to overtime, end up winning OT. So we'll see how that goes for Belleville East. Down by 4, they're going to have it first here out of the timeout, moving right to left on your TV screen.
And they're battle-tested, Belleville East, which should help them there in these
Yes.
moments. This is where your character has to show up. In these moments, you get to learn about what kind of team you are. And when things aren't necessarily going your way, this is where Belleville East can become really mature and find a way to solve this Triad zone defense.
And especially for a team that's just inexperienced on the varsity level and the game pace. That's something that's just really pained them all year. As Waller takes on the drive inside, double team, kick out Moody, wide open, catch and shoot 3. Missed it, rebound Triad. They want to run left to right. Here come the Knights on a fast break. Get it to Winslow. All the way, Winslow puts it up. Putback is good by Winslow, and he's got 10.
Yeah, he misses the first attempt there, Winslow. That's why you got to get all 5 of your players back, sprinting back. You just cannot allow him to get that second opportunity to go. Drew Winslow has really worked well in the paint. That's where he lives. That's his home. And Belleville East have got to find a way to stop him. Even though I know he's big, got to count on guys like Ja'Cory Brown to help stop him.
All 10 points from him tonight came in the paint. He's the second leading scorer for Triad behind Stewart with 12. Belleville East Waller, bounce pass Lowry. Gets it back to Waller on a bounce pass. Waller takes him to drive right side of the lane. Kick out Lowry. He wants a 3 catch and shoot. Bang! There comes Tallis for 3.
Yeah, and Belleville East desperately needed that out of the second half. One of the ways that they can start beating this Belleville East zone by making shots, and you know that Tallis Lowry can definitely hit shots.
And Lowry doesn't shoot the 3-ball a lot, but he's hit a clutch one against Altoff a week ago, and there's a huge one there. Maybe it can jumpstart the Belleville East offenses. They're now only down by 3. It's a one-possession game. Triad working left to right, top of the key. Give it to Stewart. Stewart goes up top, dribbles with the left hand. He's guarded by Moody. Under 12 on the shot clock here. Triad working slowly. Here comes a screen from Winslow. Gets it to his right. Ball's knocked out of bounds. They're going to call foul on Belleville East.
I'm just curious, Steven. You tired yet? It's 9:45. You've been here for quite a bit. You've been here since 2:30 when that game happened. And this is tough sometimes to watch this slow-paced game. It's lull a little bit. Both teams trying to play a chess match here. And sometimes that can just be a little bit droopy to watch, but that's where the big plays can be made to kind of get this game fired up.
And it goes down to really every possession. You got to make every possession count and see what Belleville East could do. And Triad, they've done a good job scoring the basketball as their first possession was a bucket by Winslow. Winslow left post guarded by Jenkins. He's thrown the one out of his hands. Here comes Jenkins. He wants to run on a 1-on-3. He drives all the way. Jenkins takes on 3-minute scores.
Yeah, that's a beautiful bucket by Christian Jenkins. It's hard to score, especially on a long guy like Tyler Thompson, and he goes with his right hand there and scores. Oh my goodness, that's it for Ja'Cory Brown as he's going to make the layup. And we are going to take a quick break here. Ja'Cory Brown hits the deck hard. We'll be back in a moment here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Mike's Automotive in Collinsville is a T3 certified tire dealer and so much more. Sure, Mike's Automotive has tires. They can also help with making sure your entire vehicle is road ready, from belts and hoses to preventative maintenance like oil changes and tire rotation. Plus a lot more than that. Mike's Automotive has 3 locations to choose from. Mike's Automotive in St. Louis and Millstadt, and Mike's Automotive in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call Mike's Automotive at 618-345-0611. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville.
Corey Brown's had an unlucky day. He got injured earlier in the Lincoln game, and now
got beat up
again. And hopefully he's okay. He hit the deck hard, and bucket was good by Triad in the end. 28-25, 5:52 to play. It was Jalen Dawson that checks in for the injured Dawson. He's on the sideline checking out that knee and leg, and hopefully he's going to be okay. Waller brings it across the timeline. Lancer's moving right to left. Waller gets it to Lowry right wing. He's double team, kind of triple team with that zone. Gets it to Jenkins. He wants a 3 for the tie. Missed it. Rebound out. And Triad has on a fast break. They want to run. Going right. Moody stolen away by Belleville East. Here come the Lancers. They want to run on a fast break. Moody across the timeline on a drive all the way. Airballed it. And rebounds loose. Triad has it on the deck. And Belleville East triple team. What do they call here?
30-second timeout by Jeff Guidry. Very interesting there. So 2 quick stoppages here. Back in a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipStLouis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Belleville East defense forces a Triad timeout. Out of the timeout, 5:22 to play. Triad will have it left to right, leading 28-25. And Belleville East, Christian Jenkins just missed a 3 in the corner to tie it, and then a rebound by Triad. And Belleville East with a triple team forcing that timeout by the Knights.
That's the only issue I feel about with the injury with Brown and the timeout here, Steven. You're talking about 2 plays where Belleville East started having momentum there. Jenkins, if he hits the 3, then it's tied. But suddenly, it becomes choppy. Stop starting again. That benefits Triad, not Belleville East, because they like to play this slow kind of basketball.
Belleville East needs momentum, and you get plays, consecutive plays like that where you're making buckets, you're getting stops on the other end. It really benefits you. Triad, move it up top. Winslow trying to back him down and just threw it away out of bounds off of Stewart on the pass as Winslow tried to get to him out of bounds, and Belleville East has it.
Interesting. Here, Drew Winslow, one of the few Division I Power 5 athletes in the last couple of years at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. How about this isn't his main sport? He's going to Oklahoma State. He's going to be a Cowboy because he's playing a pitcher. He's playing baseball, so
Pretty good.
it's just kind of having fun out here. But Triad need him to score the points because he is a very good basketball player as well.
All the way, Lowry missed a layup, rebound. Tallis Lowry has it for Beverly's on offensive board. Jenkins with the three for the tie, catch and shoot. Missed it again, rebound. Triad has it as Dawson was there, couldn't get a hand on it, and tried to move right to left. Beverly East ended up playing Triad in baseball last year at Beverly East. That game lasted 11 innings, and Triad ended up winning 3-2 in that game. I can't remember if Winslow pitched at all. I don't think he did. Right block, Triad got to back him down. Kick out right wing. There's a jump shot, and it's going to fall. Is that a 2 or count of 3? Bang! He got the feet outside the mark.
Ethan Stewart. He's having a little bit of I guess he likes to stay up late because he's having a late night show today. He's up to 15 points, leads the Knights in scoring.
Him and Winslow combined for 27. It's 27-31 Triad points. And Beverly's is back down by 2 possessions here. Need a bucket on this possession. Lowry. Zone defense. He wants to shoot another 3, his second. Missed it just a little bit too short at the front of the rim. Rebounded by Triad. They can make it a 3-possession game here. Get it right corner. Back up top for Stewart. Stewart gets a screen, goes to his right now to his left. Lowry all over at the free throw line. He picked up his dribble. Bounce pass. Winslow inside on a post up, and that's going to be no good. Offensive board stripped out of bounds, and they're going to say it went off of Triad. Beverly East will get it back as Beverly East has Jalen Coleman. And here comes Shakori Brown back in the game after his injury as they'll come in for Christian Jenkins and Khalil Waller.
I tell you what, Beverly East need to be more aggressive on the boards. I know I'm being a little bit critical of them here, but right now Triad are kind of getting rebounds and controlling the game from that part in the paint. Start low, start down inside, and then you can stretch out and go fast. But you got to have all 5 players out there boxing out. I'm not sure if Beverly East is doing that on each and every possession.
Well, I think you get Shakori Brown back in the game. That's going to help. He's averaging about 4.5 rebounds, a little over 4.5 rebounds this year. So that's big that he comes back in the game as he really was injured about 2 minutes ago. Game time, he's already back in. Kick it right corner. Nate Smith came in as well. I like that addition in for Beverly East. Get it to Smith right corner. He wants a 3, catch and shoot. And here comes the spark. Bang for Smith.
There you go, Nate Smith. That's the first time he's played in the entire tournament there. And, how about coming off and making an impact? When you sit on the bench for that long, you're saying, hey, I could do something there. Took that 3 with full confidence and stuck it. Also want to add Drew Winslow not in the game right now. He just went to the physical trainer, I think, to get something helped out with in terms of injury or something.
Hopefully he's okay. That's no good. Beverly has a chance to tie with the 3 here. Lowry wants to run. He takes a drive all the way.
Oh, my goodness.
Tallis.
How about Tallis Lowry, the little jelly up and under? That's something I'd like to see on his highlight tape for the season.
Oh, my. He's got 9, and there's your ballpark number. Right side layup. Good on a cut for Zawodniak.
Yeah, Zawodniak. And tell you what, Belleville East, that's okay for East. They want to be up and down. They don't want to be taking 20 seconds on each of the shot clocks
turnover
here.
by the Lancers. Going to run. Stewart, that's going to be thrown too far ahead. And Belleville East gets it back on the turnover. I watched a lot of JV games, obviously setting up for varsity games. I've seen Nate Smith this season. He can really shoot the basketball. You saw that. And Coach Creek says, hey, can you provide a spark? And he does. We'll see if Belleville East can continue that here.
Well, they desperately need shooting, Belleville East.
Yes.
As Drew Winslow comes back to the bench, he had to get his elbow taped up really, really fast. I think it was bleeding just a little bit. So he should be coming back in shortly, I'd imagine, for the Lancers. Pardon me, for the Knights.
That would be a big addition back in for Triad right here. Waller inside, and they're going to say he traveled before he passed it out to Coleman as he was wide open for 3, and Belleville East turns it over. Here comes Winslow, as he said.
Yeah, back-to-back turnovers there for the Belleville East Lancers. So, you get the game moving faster, and that's exactly how you want to play if you're Belleville East. You don't want it to be slow, but then the turnovers coming. You've got to be able to be mentally tough here late in the second game of the day and not make those silly mistakes.
Yeah, it's 7 turnovers in the first half compared to Triad's 5, and a few more this second half have added that total of double figures. Up top, free throw line, kick out left wing for Stewart. Stewart gives it to Winslow. Left block got past Smith. Layup good. That's a mismatch. He took advantage of it.
Right, and Nate Smith obviously not playing a lot of varsity, doesn't defend at a varsity level that much. Drew Winslow just took him to town on that post move.
Well, Winslow's 6'6". He got Nate Smith 6'5". Lowry jump shot. That's going to miss. Rebound. Let's see who has it. Triad has it. It was loose from the floor. And the Knights have it. That is Knights getting it across the timeline. That is Tyler Thompson to Stewart. Up top, Triad can get it back to 3 possessions here as they lead by 5. Bounce pass. Here comes Winslow Smith. Winslow inside. And Ja'Cory Brown came in and helped it. He gets called for a foul. 2 free throws coming for Winslow.
I'm not crazy about Jeff Creek giving Nate Smith such a tough task in guarding arguably the Triad Knights' best scorer there. Maybe try to switch someone else on him. I'm not quite sure, but that, again, they're exposing that offensive mismatch right now.
They got Nate Smith for his first. That's the second team foul. 94 seconds to play. First free throw's good by Winslow. He's got 15. He ties Stewart for the lead, and Winslow's a good free throw shooter, 70% on the year.
Maybe Belleville East just need to have a quick talk here and say, let's not let Drew Winslow and Ethan Stewart beat us. Anybody but them.
Yep, and Winslow now takes the lead over 16 points for Triad, and they've combined for 31 of 37 Triad points. Him and Winslow and Stewart. Coleman gets it across, gets it to Waller, back to Coleman. See if Coleman can make a three maybe. He's wide open. Tallis inside Brown. Brown back up to Tallis. Lowry holding up top. Nice little fake. Puts up a jump shot right elbow. Got it. Tallis Lowry's got 11.
Well, Lowry's pulling the sled right now offensively for the Belleville East Lancers. Every single time it looks like the Lancers might get out of this game, Tallis Lowry's there to respond.
Well, that's a senior leader right there. He's been in those moments. He played in those moments last year. Maybe didn't really contribute with scoring the basketball in those moments, but he knows how to play in those moments, and that's thrown away. Belleville East has it with 56.2.
Yeah, Isaac Ackerman off the bench there making that horrible pass. He's a backup quarterback for the Triad Knights in football, so that one would have been sailed way out of bounds in the football game.
Nice little comparison there. Waller, left wing, holding. Picked up his dribble. Give it to Smith, left corner. Back to Waller. Waller, back to Smith again. He throws it right wing for Coleman. Gets it to Lowry, right corner. Back off his stride as he goes back out to three. Lowry on a drive. Waller wide open left wing three. Just missed it, too short. Hit the side of the rim. And Triad about shot clock's turned off as inside 35. And Triad's going to slow things down. I'll probably go for the last shot here. We'll see. Left wing. Thompson trying to back down Lowry. Inside left lane. Drive. Missed it. Offensive board. Winslow out of his hands. Coleman has it. Gets it to Waller across the timeline on the pass. 10 seconds. Waller takes the drive, and he draws a foul.
Yeah, and the Knights have fouls to give, so I think if you want to be Triad, just play a little bit aggressive. I guess you don't really have to play aggressive. You haven't played aggressive all game, so that's a little bit helpful. Now with the Lancers, try to get an offensive set out of the inbounds pass here, and you can cut it to potentially a one-possession game here right at the end of the third quarter.
You got plenty of time, 10.8 seconds. That's only Triad's first team foul in this third quarter. You got to get it in. Coleman throws it all the way back for Lowry. Lowry beats his man. Lowry on a drive, kick out. Waller, Smith, right corner three. Just missed it. Rebound loose. Coleman has it with two. Coleman up top. Smith for three at the buzzer. Just missed it, too short the front of the rim. And 3 quarters through, we go to our final frame of our last game on a Thursday night here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic Tournament. Collinsville Triad leads 37-32. We're back for the fourth on KHOC Sports Network.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience. Choose Lakeside.
And we're back here to start our final frame on a late night game here between Triad and Belleville East in our fifth place semifinal game. Triad leads 37-32. Steven's talking to my partner Matt Clark. We've had an interesting game, a battle so far, very close, and one Triad's held the lead in so far.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about it right now, it just feels like we've been stuck in this 5-point deficit for the Lancers ever since the first quarter. And, the time's eventually going to run out for Belleville East. I mean, you kind of got to throw the kitchen sink in at this point, Don't worry about tomorrow's game. Tomorrow's game is tomorrow's game. Just try to worry about this and getting back into this game. The Lancers, I believe, have the potential to come and win this game. For Triad, they're doing what they love to do. Make sure they keep the score low, and, they played good, organized basketball. The Knights have to be proud of this effort after losing by almost 40 to Collinsville earlier today.
Well, Belleville East has had opportunities. They got the 3 earlier, and Christian Jenkins, Nate Smith both missed game-tying threes. So you look at it, they've had opportunities, just can't come through. 5-point game, Triad moves left to right on your TV screen. Stewart takes on a drive all the way, lost it out of bounds, knocked out loose by Belleville. Triad will keep it on the baseline.
Yeah, and the Lancers, not the Lancers, but rather the Knights. Yeah, let's say the Lancers, they just need to be careful they don't foul Triad in these sort of situations. Don't put their best players to the line. When they're playing up against Stewart and Winslow, stay straight up, play good defense.
They're a good free throw shooting team. See a lot of guys with at least 65% free throw shooting. Winslow takes on a drive. They're going to call a blocking foul on Brown.
It is a blocking foul, and it's unfortunate for Brown. He tries so hard to get that blocking foul. He is a split second late. It's the correct call, but I like the idea from him. And again, just a little bit better reaction time there. And man, Ja'Cory Brown is hitting the deck on every single play.
Yeah, he's a physical guy. He plays hard, and you're seeing it here. And you got to give him a lot of props as Winslow's first free throw is good. You got to give him a lot of props because he's battling through an injury earlier in the first game, injury now in this game. He's battling through a lot, and he's still out there trying to get Belleville to win. As that first free throw is good by Winslow. As I mentioned, he's got 17, leading Triad in scoring. And the second one's no good, but an offensive rebound for the Knights. Everyone gets back. Throw it left block for Winslow. He's guarded by Dawson. I like that matchup. Kick out right corner three. Catch it, shoot, bang! Triad splashes that one. Number 21, Isaiah Ackerman. And now Belleville East is facing their largest steps into the second half. It's a 9-point game at 3 possessions.
Isaac Ackerman comes off the bench, and we talked about he had a bad pass earlier today, but what a great response there. He hits a huge three there.
Moody trying to respond. Left corner three. He missed it. Too short. Rebounds loose. Winslow has it for Triad, and they will slow things down with 7 minutes to play in the fourth. And again, when Belleville East has been in this point so far this season, it's not been well. They're 0-4 when trailing going to the fourth quarter. Winslow takes on a drive, lost it out of bounds. We're going to call a foul on Brown. That would be his third.
Yeah, third foul on Brown, and the things that you didn't want Belleville East to see there in this fourth quarter, the things they didn't need to do, like they needed to make threes. They don't make the three there, and then they foul Winslow, one of the best free throw shooters in the tournament. That doesn't help them either.
And then he misses, and you can't get the rebound.
Yeah.
And he missed again. Wow.
And there's only one player up there in the free throw line for Triad. I mean, you got 4 Belleville East guys. Box out. This should not be that hard. I think they're gonna.
Everyone had to come back. Everyone had to come back on that missed free throw. The second one is good for Winslow. He's got 18, 35 points for him and Stewart combined. 33 at 42 Triad points. Belleville's the largest depth of the game. It's 10. Bounce pass, right corner, Dawson. Back to Tallis Lowry. Lowry, can he make some big plays? Dawson, right corner, back to Lowry. Around the horn, Waller, left corner, Moody. Head fake, take on a drive, lost it. Dawson had it, and they're going to say out of bounds off of Triad. Belleville East will keep it.
Yeah, toes off of Thompson's foot. I like the idea from Triad here. They got to get some clean possessions going. Got to make sure that Triad doesn't get any deflections. Now they got to score in a hurry, Steven.
Waller triggered in right baseline. Gets it up top for Moody. He's wide open. Triad guards up. Puts on the floor. Going to dribble. 6.5 to play. He picked up his dribble. Brown kicks it. Lowry on a drive. Double team. Bounce pass. Brown all the way on a drive. Missed it. Rebound loose on the floor. Triad throws it, and they have it. With 6:20 to play, up by 10. They can get their largest lead, even build on it. Got to 10. They can make it even more, 12 or 13. Winslow, left wing, going up top. Stewart thought about a 3 on a pump fake. He's guarded by Brown. Bounce pass inside. Stolen away by Moody, and a whistle called for a foul.
Third foul for the Lancers here.
Boy, and it's early, too, only 2 minutes in.
We've seen some great responses by these teams in the fifth place semifinals. MacArthur, outside of that horrible second half, responded very well after losing to O'Fallon and denying them the opportunity of trying to three-peat.
There's an alley-oop play. Winslow can't finish it. Moody on a rebound. Here come the Lancers. They want to run. Moody gets it to Lowry. Lowry right wing. Goes to his left, now goes to his right. Lowry puts up a fade. Got it. Lowry's got 13. Lancers get back to single digits to 8.
Well, if they're not going to guard him super close, Tallis Lowry, play aggressive. Play with some urgency if you're Belleville East right now. Take chances. There's nothing to lose here if you're the Lancers.
8-point game. Stewart gets it across. He's guarded by Jalen Coleman, and they're going to call Coleman for a foul for a block. That's Belleville East's fourth.
Yeah, and I think Jeff Creek has the right to be upset here. 4-0 on fouls right now. I mean, I know Triad aren't a team that's going to be super aggressive in the paint, but those are easy fouls. I mean, those are just kind of ticky-tack in some sense.
And it's really tough now for Belleville East because next foul sends Triad to a double bonus, and we still have over 5.5 minutes to play. Right wing for the Knights, up by 8. 3-possession game. Throw it around the horn. Left wing, Lowry guarding up top. Right wing now go to Stewart. Around the horn they go. Stewart up top, Winslow off the screen. Left side for
Sawaniak.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't find that name. Winslow lost it out of bounds, and they're going to say out of bounds off a Triad. Belleville gets a huge defensive stop, and they'll get the ball with Christian Jenkins coming in for Xavier Moody.
Corey Brown gets the deflection there, and then it's off Winslow's foot. Huge possessions possibly for Triad coming up here, or for Belleville East.
Yes. Corey Brown, they're going to let this one roll here, try and save some time as Coleman picks it up at the half court, gets it across. Coleman, Lancers moving right to left. Jenkins, right corner three, catch and shoot, need it, airballed, and ball is going to defensive rebound. Winslow, he's going to run, wide open all the way. Layup
oh
blocked!
My gosh!
Christian Jenkins shows off the defense, out of bounds, off of the Lancers, though, as Christian Jenkins came from behind out of nowhere and blocked it.
What a block by Christian Jenkins. Chase down style there. He pinned it off the backboard. And my goodness, that was a great play from him. I give him credit. That's one of the most athletic plays I've seen in the Holiday Classic this year.
Belleville still showing that effort. They're only down by 8. They just need to get some stops and string together some good offensive possessions where they can make their shots. Get it left wing. Triad. Take on a drive all the way. Dawson, good defense, puts the hands up. Pass on a cut all the way. Layup good. Triad back up by 10.
When you give up a basket on the backdoor cut, it just sinks you as a defender, and it sinks you as a team. Back out to a 10-point game again. That just looks so much more formidable as East have a mountain to climb.
You never want to give up a backdoor cut basket. Lowry just fade away shot, airballed it, and he draws a foul. So he's got 2 free throws coming for the best free throw shooter on the team.
Yeah, go strong up against these guys. Try to get some points at the free throw line. The best way is, you stop the clock there if you get to the line. So nothing to lose. Go up strong, create contact, and you'll be in good shape. Want to also pass along a quick note. Carbondale is up against Collierville 40-26 with about halfway through the third quarter in the second Consolation semifinal. So it looks like the Terriers will be playing in the Consolation Championship. And the winner of that game will play Granite City. Lowry misses the first. And again, if you want to check out that game, go to the Chaos Athletics YouTube channel. Just search Chaos Athletics, and it'll be right there for you.
Nate Smith comes in for Dawson. That foul is on Tyler Thompson. That's his second personal first team foul of the quarter. Lowry can at least get this one to make it 14 points on the night. Lowry puts it up, missed it. It went over him, couldn't fall. He goes 0 for 2 in the line. And go back to what I said earlier in that Lincoln game and today, leaving points on the board. Triad gets it across the timeline. That is Stewart. Stewart guarded by Jenkins. Goes to his right now, goes to the left. He beat Jenkins, got cut off inside the paint. Jenkins had to come back. Throw it up top. Double team. Belleville gets the steal. Here comes Jalen Coleman. He wants to run all the way. Puts up. He's fouled. Couldn't get it to fall and just missed. But 2 free throws coming for the sophomore.
Well, that could have been a huge play for the Lancers. Had that one fell, that would have just been a lucky bounce.
Would have been some momentum, but
2 shots
you'll
here.
Take 2. If you can make both, you'll still take it.
That's going to be, if they can, it would be a good 2-possession swing here. Make Triad close out this game. Don't let it get easy for the Knights. And if you're Triad, you want to stop fouling. He just talked about how Lancers want to get fouls, want to create fouls. For Triad, there's no reason to foul. Let that clock continue to run. You've built this lead. You've done a great job the entire game. You played a complete game. Now finish it out.
Coleman with 4 points makes the first 9-point game. Still time, 4:05 to play. He got them both. 5 points for Coleman, and we have a timeout on the floor. Belleville East trails 44-36, 4:05 to play in this one here on the KHOC Sports Network.
Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224.
Winner of this game will get Decatur MacArthur tomorrow in the 5th place game. Loser will get Altoff in that 7th place game tomorrow. Steven Sack with you, my partner Matthew Clark. 4:05 to play in this one. Triad leading 44-36. They have it left to right out of the timeout. Up by 8. Huge last few minutes here. Belleville East needing some defensive stops as Triad gets it to Winslow. He gets it across the timeline. He lost the ball. Ball's loose on the floor. He recovered it though out of a triple team, and Triad resets here. Under 4 minutes to play. Can the Lancers get a stop and get a bucket? Something they have not been able to do well today. Left corner. Holding. 15 seconds. Bounce pass back up top. Thompson goes around the defenders. Gets it to Stewart. Stewart.
10 seconds on the shot clock here.
Here we go. Winslow. Pass out. Thompson. Left corner 3. Wide open catch and shoot. Missed it. Rebound Nate Smith. And a foul for over the back.
I actually think that Jeff Creek has sprung this quick trap defense a little too late, because Triad is now a little bit out of sorts here because they're not able to run their offense. Now they got to be able to make good passes and make sure they don't turn the ball over here in the final 3.5 minutes. And, the Lancers thrive off of playing that pressure defense.
Tallis Lowry gets it to Coleman. 3:20 to play. Coleman, right wing, picked up his drill. Got to get to somebody here. He's kind of trapped. He gets it to Lowry. Lowry. A little bit of a zone. Kick it out to Smith. It was kicked.
And with the kickball violation, that should mean that the shot clock should go back up to 20 seconds.
Yes.
I don't think it matters necessarily for Lancers. It does go back up to 20 seconds. I don't think this matters. You still got to get a shot off. You got to get a shot off quickly here.
Exactly. With only 3:09 to play, you don't have much time. There's still time, but again, if you take your time or you waste too much time, it's not going to be enough. Right wing Coleman. You got to execute here. Here's Jenkins, and they're going to call an illegal screen on Belleville East.
And Jenkins made the 3-2, but again, the right call. Ja'Cory Brown moving his feet. He's trying to fight to make sure the guy can't get around him. At that point, you just got to set to screen, be strong, and allow that guy to get around you. And that's another costly turnover.
That's Brown's
for
fourth.
the Lancers.
But Brown's fourth personal, one more, and he's out of the game. And with that, Triad's in a double bonus next foul. They'd have 2 free throws no matter what. Belleville East zone defense here trying to trap. Can they get a turnover? Left wing down by 8. Winslow inside. There's your steal for Belleville East. Nate Smith picked it off. Here comes the Lancers. Coleman, right wing. Backs out. Now takes on a drive. He's trapped. Jenkins up top for 3. Catch and shoot. Missed it. Rebound Triad. I know you got to work quick, but I don't know about that shot selection. I feel like
Well, he just made the one in the corner, I think, all the way, yes.
Take out right corner, catch and shoot 3. Missed it, Belleville East rebound tipped, offensive board, and the Knights will keep it.
Jeff Guidry's going to scream at his players, just let the shot clock go down. They almost turned it over again.
Yeah, that ball.
My goodness.
Nate Smith almost made it. He's making some great plays on the ball right now and knocked that one loose, and we got another timeout on the floor. 2:16 to play. Triad still leads 44-36 here on the KHOC Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Yeah, let's see if this is going to be a full timeout or a 30 timeout. Yeah, it'll be a full timeout. So back in a moment on the KHOC Sports Network.
Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz, and classic rock is always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl, new vinyl, and hard-to-find vinyl. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's, where you can check out the latest in audio gear, from new top-of-the-line speakers to turntables and receivers, plus all of the accessories. Rich's has t-shirts, record cleaners, turntable needles, wall art, and so much more. If you can't find what you're looking for at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Don't forget to mention seeing this ad on the KHOC Sports Network for a 10% discount at checkout. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville, or call 618-795-1333 or online at richesrecordemporium.com.
Belleville East down by 8. Triad leads. 2:16 to play. They have it with 29 on the shot clock. 2:16 to play. 44-36. Belleville East has had opportunities to get back in the game.
Many.
They just can't make a shot, which has been the story all day today. Not been able to make a shot. I'm interested to see the final stats when we get them later tonight, what that field goal percentage is. It's got to be in the 20s or 30s. Triad. Winslow, left wing. Right at 2 minutes to play. 12 on the shot clock. Going up top. Kick it up top for Stewart.
Don't foul here if you're Belleville East. There's under 10 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Exactly, with the double bonus. Picked off by Coleman. Belleville East wants to run. 8-point game. Coleman bounce past Lowry all the way on the drive. Left guard. Lancers get to 6. Lowry has 15. Here come the Lancers. 1:40 to play, and Belleville East needs another stop. Here they come. They're going to push up on Thompson. Throw it for Winslow. Cross the timeline. Right wing guarded by Jenkins. Bounce pass up top.
Again,
Thompson.
Don't foul if you're Belleville East. Get the steal. Try to get deflections. Belleville East, Triad's not looking to score, so don't get a stupid foul 20 feet away from the basket.
Worst case scenario, you make him miss a shot, and obviously time runs off, but it's still a 6-point game. You get the basketball if you give him a miss. 1:15 to play. 5 on the shot clock. Up top, left corner. Here comes a 3. Put up at the buzzer, and it's not going to fall. Rebound, Nate Smith. Here comes Belleville East. 65 seconds to play. Lowry gets it across the timeline. Down by 6. Right corner, Ja'Cory Brown. He's double teamed. Back up to Lowry. Lowry right wing. He's double teamed. Kick it to Smith. Smith for 3, catch and shoot. And it out. Want to go offensive board. Put back scored.
1 minute to go here, and the Lancers have cut it to 4. Clock runs here, though, and the referee is already calling the count.
It's about a 10-second, 11-second shot clock differential. 42 seconds to play. 4-point game. Belleville East is, I don't think there's enough time if you were to make them run out the shot clock. And
they fouled Drew Winslow.
That's the worst guy you want to
foul. You
foul.
cannot foul Drew Winslow. Situational awareness. And wasn't it Tallis that fouled him?
That's his
first.
first.
Tallis Lowry fouls him there.
That's his
You got to be smarter than that if you're Tallis Lowry. I don't want to, again, not trying to be critical, but again, you can't put Drew Winslow to the line out of all people. And
well, 37.4. Winslow's first. And he missed! He missed!
Yeah, he's missed it. I tell you what, yeah, just off the front of the rim, just off of your screen as substitutions come
Moody
in.
came in for Jenkins for Belleville East. You have to box out for the Lancers here. You have to box out.
Well, worst it is, it's a 5-point game. It's going to be a 2-possession game here.
Second
one. He missed it.
Oh,
I almost thought it went in.
19 points and timeout on the floor, 37.4. We taking a timeout?
Yes,
Let's
I believe so. Full timeout here. 37.4 seconds to go on day 2 at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. Join us after this.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience. Choose Lakeside.
Here we go, the final 37.4 seconds of this one coming your way. Belleville East down by 5. They made some huge shots, some huge defensive stops. They'll have it right to left on your TV screen. Can they make it a one-possession game? 37.4 to play, 2.4 second shot clock differential. Here we go. Jalen Coleman across the timeline. Big spot for the sophomore. He's got the ball in his hands, bringing it up. Lowry, top of the key. Here comes a screen. Lowry, 25 seconds. He shoots a 3. Air balled it, rebound, Triad, and that may have just done it as Belleville East tried to work quick.
Got to foul him quickly. Oh, they were looking for the backcourt.
And that's almost
there's the foul on Ja'Cory Brown.
14 seconds left, and he fouled Mr. Winslow, who's a great free throw shooter on the season. And with that, 14 seconds left, may not be enough time for Belleville East. They can try.
Give credit to Ja'Cory Brown. He's been a warrior today, man. He's took some blows. He's going to be hurting in bed tonight, and unfortunately, all his efforts, all of Belleville East's efforts, just not enough. And unfortunately for them, Triad really good in these late game situations.
Yeah, they've played this really late game very good. His first free throw's good. Winslow has 20 now for Triad, and we give big props to Ja'Cory Brown. I mean, just what a day. He's taken some beatings down low. He's 2 injuries, and he's still out there up to now before fouling out, trying to give the Lancers a chance. Second free throw's good. 7-point game. Winslow has 21. Lancers cross the timeline. Lowry with 10 seconds. Gives it to Smith. You got to shoot a 3 here. Moody back to Smith. You have to shoot it with 6. Takes on a drive. Pass. Dawson out of bounds. It with 4.2. Well, that's going to do it. Triad's going to win this one and play in the 5th place game against Decatur MacArthur tomorrow. Belleville East will play. Here's a rematch for you. Belleville outs off and Belleville East.
Get ready for that one. You'll be on the call.
I'm looking forward to it. Again, I go back to that game as Triad's going to win 47-40. They improved to 9-5 on the year. Belleville East falls to 8-6. That game where Belleville East won by 5 in overtime. De'Ara Hill Jr., their leading scorer, had 21 points, I believe, in overtime. He fouls out right at the start. Belleville East was out Khalil Waller. That's a great game tomorrow. When Decatur MacArthur played today, I think it'll be a great game against Triad tomorrow as well. We got great games tomorrow.
Yeah, Drew Winslow is the player of the game. Fantastic work from him. Triad's defense is hard to play against. And we are done with day number 2. Let's just give you a little bit of look on what day 3 is going to look like here. Let's just take a peek. Consolation Championship, Granite City, and I believe Carbondale is going to win that game over Collierville. We're not sure yet. And then, of course, the third place game, you got Mundelein against Collierville. That'd be the 11th place game. 7th place, just like Steven said, Althoff Belleville East. What a rematch. Stick around for that game. I know 7th place isn't the most exciting thing to watch, but that one should be a dandy. And then MacArthur play Triad in a game of two opposing styles of basketball going up against each other there. That'll be at 2:30. Then we take a quick break. 4:30 is the Consolation Championship game, like I just said. 6:30, 6 o'clock, O'Fallon and Lincoln in the third place game. Rail Splitters haven't gotten third place since before the coronavirus. And in the championship game, maybe the biggest game in this gymnasium since Rayshawn Taylor wore the Collinsville basketball jersey. It's the K-Hawks against the undefeated Quincy Blue Devils, 2 of the top 10 teams in the state of Illinois for Class 4A. Duke it out here tomorrow night. If you're not here or watching this game on the KHOC Sports Network, you are missing out. My name is Matthew Clark. Steven Stocksman alongside me for this one. Once again, your final score from the last 5th place semifinal, Triad 47, Belleville East 40, and it is over for today. We'll see you on day 3. It'll be a lot of fun. Thanks for tuning in with me. I'm off to the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, and I'll be enjoying that quite a bit. But that's all for us today. Thanks for joining us on the KHOC Sports Network. Day 3 action starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll see you then.